Hello and welcome to Philosophots. Today, we're setting sail on a grand adventure to explore the mind of one of anime's most iconic and seemingly simple heroes, Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece. On the surface, his grand quest is to find the One Piece and become the king of the pirates, but beneath his carefree smile lies a profound and consistent belief system. His journey is a philosophical exploration of something far more valuable than gold or power, meaning. This isn't just a video about a journey for treasure, it's a deep dive into how an impulsive, simple-minded boy became a true king of meaning. In a world of grand political schemes and complex moral codes, Luffy's treasure is not a physical object, but the purpose he builds for himself and those around him. The great paradox of his life is that the one who wants to be the freest man alive is also the one most bound by his unbreakable promises and his deep, unwavering loyalty to his friends. He doesn't just find purpose in the world, he creates it through his radical choices and his simple, profound belief that a life is defined not by what you get, but by what you choose to fight for. The philosophy of radical simplicity. Before we delve into his grand dream, we must first understand the foundation of Luffy's entire philosophical framework, his radical simplicity. In a world of complex politics, convoluted backstories, and grand moral ambiguities, Luffy's simple mind is in fact his greatest philosophical asset. He doesn't overthink. He doesn't engage in moral debates or strategic planning. He sees the world in clear, straightforward terms: good and evil, friend and foe. This is a powerful philosophical statement. Luffy embodies the idea that sometimes the most profound truths are the simplest. His clarity of purpose and lack of intellectual baggage allow him to act decisively and authentically. While other characters like Law are paralyzed by complex emotions or strategic calculations, Luffy's actions are driven by a pure, unwavering moral compass. He doesn't need to weigh consequences or analyze a situation for hours. He simply asks, is this right or wrong, and acts on the answer. His simplicity is a form of strength, a direct path to the core of what truly matters, cutting through the noise that complicates so many other lives. Luffy's simplicity isn't a flaw, it's a form of liberation. He is free from the burdens of overthinking, doubt, and social norms, while a character like Akainu is trapped by a rigid, all-consuming concept of absolute justice, and Doflamingo is bound by a complex web of family history and ambition. Luffy remains unfettered. His philosophy is grounded in a few core principles: protect your friends, don't let others be oppressed, and always fight for your dream. This allows him to move through the world with an authenticity that no one else can match. He is not complicated because he doesn't need to be. His purpose is his simplicity, and his simplicity is his strength. The paradox of freedom and responsibility. The freedom of the crew. The greatest paradox in Luffy's philosophy is that his radical personal freedom is deeply tied to his profound sense of responsibility for his crew. He can only be truly free if they are free. His friends aren't a burden, they are the anchors that give his freedom meaning. He doesn't just fight for himself, he fights for their lives, their dreams, and their right to chart their own course. This selfless act transforms his philosophy from a simple personal desire into a heroic collective purpose. It shows us that true freedom isn't a solitary pursuit, but a shared one. It is found in the willingness to protect the freedom of those you love. When Luffy declares that he won't be a hero because heroes share their meat, it's a playful yet profound rejection of the idea that a hero's journey is about self-sacrifice for an abstract ideal. For him, heroism is about the concrete, tangible act of protecting the people in his life. A perfect example of this is his declaration of war on the world government at Enies Lobby. He didn't do it to fight a system or challenge an empire for its own sake. He did it for Robin. He risked his entire dream, his life, and his chance to reach the One Piece for the freedom of one person. This moment proves that his freedom isn't about the absence of chains, but about the willingness to put on the chains of responsibility for someone else's sake. He is a living testament to the idea that our grandest dreams can only be truly realized when they are shared, and that the courage to protect those you love is the most noble and powerful freedom of all. This brings us to a crucial philosophical point. Luffy understands that true freedom isn't the power to do whatever you want, but the power to choose who you want to fight for. He isn't free because he's invincible, but because he chooses his battles based on love and loyalty. The weight of his choices doesn't crush him, it strengthens him, giving his freedom a depth and purpose no king, admiral, or emperor could ever understand. He is not a hero by accident, he is a hero by choice. The ultimate power, the freedom of vulnerability. The most profound layer of Luffy's philosophy lies not in his strength, but in his vulnerability. In a world where power is often defined by invincibility and a lack of emotional ties, Luffy's willingness to be completely open and dependent on his friends is his greatest asset. He's a hero who can't navigate, can't cook, and often acts without thinking. He is fundamentally reliant on his crew for his very survival. This dependency isn't a weakness, it's a testament to a higher form of freedom. His journey teaches us that the ultimate power isn't the ability to do everything on your own, but the courage to be vulnerable and to trust others with your life and your dreams. By sharing his journey, he creates bonds that are far stronger than any physical power. This is the freedom of vulnerability, the ability to admit you can't do it alone and to find strength not within yourself, but in the community you build around you. It's a powerful rejection of the lone wolf hero narrative and a celebration of the idea that true greatness is a shared pursuit. We see this most clearly in his moments of weakness. When he collapses from exhaustion or breaks down in grief, it's not his physical power that saves him, but his unbreakable loyalty of his friends. These moments prove that his courage isn't just in his fists, it's in his heart. A heart that is open enough to let others in. This vulnerability is in fact his greatest superpower, a form of emotional intelligence that allows him to bring out the best in everyone he meets. While his enemies build their empires on fear and control, Luffy's builds his on trust and loyalty. He doesn't need to force people to follow him. They follow him because he accepts them fully, with all their flaws and pasts. He doesn't judge Sanji's secrets or Zoro's ambition. He simply fights for their right to pursue them. In a world full of isolation and betrayals, Luffy's open heart is the most radical and powerful force of all, proving that the deepest connections are forged not in strength, but in shared vulnerability.
The final reflection, the king of meaning. In the end, Luffy's grand adventure is a beautiful and inspiring lesson. His journey teaches us that the path to a meaningful life isn't found in complex theories or endless searching, but in three simple, powerful truths that he embodies with every punch he throws. First, he shows us that a great dream can act as a guiding compass, giving purpose to every step. It's not about the destination, but the pilgrimage itself. Second, our life story is authored one courageous choice at a time, and it's our radical freedom to choose that defines us. And finally, true freedom is found not in a lack of obligations, but in the profound choice to embrace the right ones, the ones we have to the people we love. Luffy's story is a profound reminder that we don't have to be a great thinker to live a life of great meaning. We just need a dream and the courage to fight for it. He is a living testament to the idea that meaning isn't a treasure to be found at the end of a map. It is something you actively create every day through your choices, your dreams, and your unwavering commitment to others. He is the king of meaning because he chose to be. He didn't wait for destiny to find him. He went out and created his own. What is your One Piece? What is the dream you are actively creating? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. If you found value in this deep dive into the philosophy of freedom, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Phila Thoughts for more reflections on the stories that shape us, and share this video with a friend who needs a little reminder that it's okay to just be free. Until next time, stay curious and keep thinking.
The compass of a dream, purpose, and direction. Despite his singular focus on absolute freedom, Luffy's life is far from aimless. It is guided by a simple, unwavering, and almost childlike dream to find the One Piece and become the king of the pirates. This dream, more than any map or compass, provides the meaning and direction for his chaotic and dangerous journey. It is a lighthouse in a sea of peril, a constant reminder of his ultimate purpose. This dream has a powerful philosophical function. It transforms his quest from a simple adventure into a pilgrimage with a deeper meaning. While others live for the thirst for power, like Blackbeard, the desire for a legacy, like Whitebeard, revenge, like Law, or an absolute justice, like Akainu, Luffy's dream is pure and incorruptible, driven by a simple sense of wonder and the desire to be the freest person on the ocean. His goal isn't about what he can take from the world, but about what he can achieve for himself and his friends. In a world filled with random dangers and endless chaos, his singular focus provides a stable anchor. It's the answer to the existential question, why am I here? He doesn't need a grand, complex philosophy to justify his existence. His purpose is self-evident in every punch he throws and every friend he makes. He is a living symbol of the idea that a great dream can give purpose to an entire life and provide the courage needed to face any obstacle. His pursuit of the One Piece isn't a search for a physical object, but the journey to become the person he always wanted to be, a human who lives a life with no regrets, always in search of his next great moment. The freedom to choose, the right to define yourself. While Luffy's dream serves as his guiding compass, his true philosophical power lies in the freedom to choose. He's the ultimate existentialist hero, embodying the idea that we are condemned to be free. We are responsible for our own choices and must create our own meaning. His freedom isn't a gift from fate or a destiny he was born into. It's the result of countless deliberate decisions that define his character. He rejects the path others try to impose on him, forging his own destiny with every action. He chooses his crew not based on their strength or status, but on a shared spirit and an unbreakable trust. He chooses to fight for a friend's dream even when it puts his own life at risk. This shows that his freedom isn't a selfish pursuit. It's a tool he uses to help others achieve their own freedom. He uses his liberty to expand the liberty of those he loves, proving that true freedom isn't a solitary pursuit, but a means to uplift others. His power isn't just in his strength, it's in his decisive will to act when others are paralyzed by fear or circumstance. In a world where many heroes are bound by a rigid moral code and villains are trapped by their own ambition, Luffy's freedom to choose allows him to transcend these limitations. His journey is a powerful testament to the idea that a life of meaning isn't found, but created, one courageous choice at a time. It's a reminder that we are the authors of our own existence, and our choices are the words that write our story. This is a philosophy of consequential freedom. Luffy understands that every choice has a weight, and he is willing to bear that weight for the sake of his friend's liberty. He doesn't seek a reckless, consequence-free freedom. Instead, he accepts the burden of his decisions, knowing that his sacrifices are the price of a hard-won liberty. Through his choices, he defines his own moral framework and creates his legacy, proving that his seemingly simple mind is in fact the seat of a profound and powerful purpose.